What's up, everybody? Welcome to Narcocop MMA. This is Dana White's Contender Series Week 8 breakdowns. No guest, no special guest. I think special guests will be here next week. We couldn't work out a time, so it's just me solo again this week. Looking to break this card down. Have been doing well on Dana White's Contender Series the last 3 weeks. I was pretty spot on, man, with my reads last week. Think I have pretty good reads this week as well. So we'll see how that works out. We're going to go over to chat and say what's up to Dixon, to Mushroom, to Das Files, to Jason, and Saint Steven. There's about 10 of you in here right now. Don't really want to take much time on this card. I want to try to pump it out pretty quick here. So we will start it out, man. First fight of the night. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 18-3 Vinicius Oliveira versus the 12-3 Victor Hugo Madrigal. And I honestly think this line's way too wide, man. I mean, you know, Vinicius Oliveira, much younger, more explosive, has power in his hands. All of that is accurate and true about this guy, but there's a lot of flaws I see from Vinicius Oliveira, man. And one of the main flaws is he leaves his chin there to be cracked in every single fight. Hands down, marching in, throwing very wide punches. And he's just there to be knocked out, man. And you know, Ali Talib knocked him out because of that. Adriano Ramos absolutely flatlined him in that fight. And he also got a loss against Christian Quinones, who kind of beat him up more on the ground than anything. His opponent, you know, Victor Hugo Madrigal, nothing special, right? When we look at this guy, there's nothing really that sticks out. You say, wow, you know, this guy's fantastic at this, but he's a good fighter everywhere. You know, he has decent striking. He has a very, very good pull counter left hand that I really like. He has very opportunistic and tricky jiu-jitsu. I mean, he finds ways out in certain positions where he ends up on people's back somehow. He ends up, you know, if you watched Christian Quinones fight, and it's in his Tapology photo, that flying armbar was crazy, man. I have no idea how Christian Quinones did not tap to that. It was quite incredible that he didn't tap to that armbar. But his jiu-jitsu is pretty damn good. He's very slick when he gets into these, you know, certain positions. He knows how to sink in, you know, arm bars, chokes, and he has power in his hands, to be honest. And when you look at this record, right, he got a close loss against Pepe Vargas, who's, to me, is a pretty good fighter. Decision loss to Alejandro Flores, who kind of grounded him the whole fight for the most part. And then Marcelo Rojo put his lights out, which was extremely weird, by the way, because the punch, I mean, I don't know if it landed behind his ear, behind his head. I can't tell, but he went out cold. And you watch all these other fights, like people are landing on him big, like Christian Quinones landed on him big. Donny Montos landed on him big. Teco Quinones last fight out landed on him big. And he's taking punches pretty well. I kind of don't know. I want to say it was like a anomaly there that he just got knocked out. It was weird. I don't think he has a bad chin at all. The problem here is, like, Vinicius Oliveira fights a very volatile style. He's winging big punches. He is there to be hit. His defense is very, very poor. And one last thing I need to mention is his cardio is extremely, extremely questionable, honestly. I don't like his cardio at all. I think if this fight goes deeper, I think Madrigal is more and more live. If you look at Madrigal, a lot of his finishes is 2 and 3. I think out of his 12 wins, I want to say like 7 are 2 and 3 round finishes. So this guy likes to, he start out kind of slow. I think he needs to weather the storm early, obviously, but he's fought good level of opposition, man. I mean, Marcelo Rojo was a UFC fighter. Teco Quinones, UFC fighter. Christian Quinones is in the UFC. Alejandro Flores at one time was in Contender Series. You know, all these guys are at or right below UFC level that he's fought, and he's beat some of them. So, when you look at Vinicius Oliveira, yeah, he has all the attributes. He's going to have the athleticism advantage. He's going to be a little bit bigger, younger fighter by 6 years. All that is good. But he has too many flaws to be laying minus 385, minus 400 with this dude. That's insane to me against a fighter that's pretty solid everywhere. I'm telling you, this guy's pretty solid everywhere. So with that being said, I'm gonna take a shot here, guys. It was up to 310 on Caesars. It's down to 270 there. You can get 285 on Bet Rivers. I still think it's a good number, man. This guy shouldn't be, honestly, he should not be minus 430, minus 350. That's insanity, man. This guy's not a guy that you can rely on. If he was a wrestler that can ground the fight and be safe and all that, okay. This guy's a volatile fighter. He's there trying to kill you or you kill him. So I'm going to go with the underdog here, man. Madrigal here. I also took a small shot on his submission, man. Plus 1,600. Club and sub, something like that. Even in some of these exchanges, like Vinicius Oliveira is there to be sub too, man. He makes a lot of mistakes and he relies on his athleticism. So I'm going to take a shot there as well. 1,600 for a quarter unit and 1 unit on his money line. I put plus 285 on my Bet MMA, but I cashed that out and I played the plus 310 that was there on Caesars. Kristen, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Mr. Chico Zen Monkey, Azure Blue, Joshua Frick, El Guapo, and Fight Talk Only. What is up, guys? And girls. Let's move on. Fight number 2. This one's going to be in the flyweight division, women's flyweight division. It is the 4-0-1 Ernesta Caracante versus the 3-0 Carly Judice. Carly Judice taking this a little bit on short notice. I think a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks. Originally, this Caracante girl was going to fight Sora Rakhmanova. And now, Carly steps in here. And both these girls are kickboxers. They're strikers. Carly's more of a kickboxer, and Ernesta's more of a Muay Thai girl, right? When you watch Ernesta, like, she's got a lot of split decisions, 2 split decisions to be exact, in her 4 fights. Another draw. So she's fighting extremely close with a lot of opposition. And, when you look at this Latita Blot, she's 4-1-1, but she's 40 years old, and she's tiny. She's 5'3", and she's competing with this girl. There was a draw in one. There's a split decision in the other. She's getting the fight to the ground. She's not really a good striker at all, this Blot girl. And, she's fighting real close with this girl. And now she's fighting a girl in Carly Judice that I love her striking, man. This girl's striking is on fucking point, man. Everything in combinations, lots of power in her strikes. Finished all 3 girls in the first round. She is extremely dangerous on the feet. Even the Anna Crutchfield win in amateurs, Anna Crutchfield is considered a really, really good striker, a good prospect, and they were going back and forth. And she absolutely started to light up Anna Crutchfield as the fight went on. I mean, to me, this girl is a very violent type of fighter on the feet. She has a very good chin. I just like everything I see from this girl, honestly. And she was fighting at 35 last fight out. Even a catchweight of 30, the one before that, catchweight of 30 before that. Now she's going down to 25. I can only see her power getting better at 25, man. And she's almost the same size as the other girls. She's going to give up a little bit of size here. But, man, as far as striking, as far as speed, I think she's much, much faster on the feet. Her strikes are much faster. I was hoping this line was coming down a little so I could maybe jump on it. I was waiting. Now that I'm giving this breakdown, kind of scared this line's going to go up and people are going to bet her. So with that being said, I'm going to play this minus 160 on this girl that's sitting there on Bet Online. She's just to me, she's the far better striker here, man. Like, she's extremely fast. Everything in combos, like I said. The other girl just, she's more of a plotter to me. Like she's plodding forward. Yeah, she's got good knees. She's got good clinch work, but from the striking aspect at range, I like Carly by a mile here, man. And her power is way better. And just altogether, I really like this, what this Carly chick is made of. I just actually put in a bet right here for 1 unit, 1.6 units to win one on Carly Judas. I think she wins here. I think she's an extremely violent girl. Like I said, I think she might even get a KO here, man. I'm not really sure how the other girl's chin is because she's never really faced a good striker. But I will say is she does have tall man defense is what I call it. And she has, it's, I guess, tall women's defense for her. But she gets hit a little bit on the feet, and she's facing a really, really good striker here. I really like Carly here, man. I think she's going to make noise even in the UFC. I mean, as long as her takedown defense is on point, I think she's going to make noise. And the thing is, we don't really have to worry about it here, man. Her opponent really is not a wrestler. She doesn't know how to grapple much, and that's why I'm not concerned. And if this fight is standing, I'm going to take the one that I see with my eyes. That's a much, much better striker here, and that's her. That's Carly. So give me Carly Judas here, minus 160 on the money line. What is up, Lewis? Call of Duty says, a shame, would have loved to seen Shaftcat's sister. Yeah. I don't know. She has one loss on her record. I didn't really tape her, so I'm not sure how good or bad she is. Banshee, what's up, man? Thank you for doing what you do, putting out our breakdowns. Great call, Miles Johns. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah, that decision line was crazy. We hit that. Only 12 likes. It's all right. It's all right. Only 40 of you in here right now, so it's all good. She was brought in to lose to Rachmanov. Yeah, possibly. Victor here hit his head on a canvas after a Rojo punch. Yeah, but the way he fell, you're right. But the way he dropped from that punch was extremely weird. I think he was already out, to be honest. I think he was out before you hit the canvas. So yeah, smash that like Mushroom said. But yeah, I like Carly here again. I think let's give a prediction here. I say Carly by second or third round KO, honestly. I think she knocks this girl out. Let's see. Moving on. Fight number 3. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 7-1 Danny Silva versus the 7-1 Angel Pacheco. And when you watch these guys, basically two strikers, kind of alike. Silva looked like a bigger guy at face-offs. He's going to have a little bit of size here on him. He's faced a better level of opposition. He lost against Kanan in the fight where he was grounded a good amount there. He still worked his way back up, but he got grounded a good bit there in that Kanan fight. Not the best look, but what I like about this guy is this boxing, right? This guy's a great boxer. He comes forward, everything in the combos, lots of pressure, very good cardio. This guy is a good boxer, man. That's just what he is. And very good chin, extremely durable. I don't like the fact that in that Kanan fight, he got his back taken. Almost got choked out in that fight, which is a little bit of a concern here. But, Pacheco can grapple. He's a purple belt, I believe. So he knows, or maybe even a brown belt. He knows how to get the fight, knows how to get your back and stuff like that. But he's not a great wrestler. So I don't know if he's going to be able to get this fight to the ground in order to finish this. He likes to stand a lot, and he likes to trade. I think both guys are extremely durable. But I think the much better striker here is Danny Silva, man. He's got the better hands. He's got the pressure. He's got the power, in my opinion. Not one punch power, but over time, like accumulation. He's got that in him. I put in a bet in him at minus 160. The line is blown out now to minus 210, 225. I wouldn't play him at this price. Now it's getting a little bit wide because the guy is just a straight up boxer. So not really much else from his game. He's not going to take you down. He's really not going to have any top time. He's going to just box you up, and he's going to bring a lot of pressure. So he is a good striker. Yeah, Vemshi says Pacheco's an amateur boxer. Says he wants to. Yeah, I don't think that's happening, man. No one's backed up Danny Silva, man. Nobody. And his boxing, to me, when I watch the fights, he's a better boxer than Pacheco, in my opinion. So I think Danny Silva probably takes care of business. By the way, Pacheco did get dropped against Wilson. Wilson's a good fighter in his last fight. He got dropped in that round one, but came back and finished Wilson in the second round because Wilson basically wilted, man. It's cardio death. The Nate Williams fight where he lost, he just got grounded in that fight. I watched clips of it, and Nate Williams basically just took him to the ground and just got on in mount and all these other positions and finished him. So, or not finished him, just beat him up and to a decision. But he's very durable. He's very tough. Faced a low level of opposition outside of Nate Williams, I guess, and Wilson. Outside of that, he hasn't really faced anyone. Danny Silva has faced pretty good guys. You know, Kanan is good. Elijah Leggett, who I consider is pretty good. So, you know, a level of opposition for both guys can be a little bit better, but I just think this is a stand-up fight, and I like the boxing of Danny Silva here, man. So I'm gonna take Danny Silva. Got backed up by Quick. I'm confused. Who's Quick? Kanan? Are you talking about Kanan? He got backed up by Kanan. Yeah, he got backed up by Kanan, but Kanan, you know, he was afraid of the takedown against him, and it happened a lot. So he was concerned with that. I don't think he's going to be much concerned with the takedown from Pacheco, to be honest. Who do you think has better cardio? I think it's close. I think I edge Silva. I think Silva has better cardio. His paces, to me, his pace and output is a lot more than Pacheco. Pacheco comes forward, but he doesn't throw the amount of volume Silva does. So kind of favor Silva in the cardio here. So we're going to go with Danny Silva. I also have a small bet on Pacheco by submission because he's a brown belt. He knows the ground pretty well, and it was plus 800 on Bet Online, and I just think he's the better grappler of the two. And I saw with my own two eyes Danny Silva giving up his back against Kanan. So, I mean, that's a little bit of a concern if this fight hits the ground. So we'll see. He got backed up after getting dropped by short two. Yeah, Wilson dropped him. Yeah. He got right back up. Yeah. He's a tough guy, man. I think this fight is probably going to hit the scorecards. Whoever wins, most likely, is probably going to be decision. Moving on. We go to the big boys, the heavyweights. It is the 14-3 Alexander Solutkin versus the 6-0 Mario Piazza. All right, guys. I'll tell you, Solutkin has a lot of power in his hands. He is, I mean, probably has like 7 minutes of cardio. He death gasses pretty damn bad. He death gassed in the Aries fight pretty hard, man. The other guy had him in mountain, like all these favorable positions, but the other guy was so bad, that Sahech guy. And then you look at all his history, and it's like 1-1 knockout, 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 knockout. And then you look at the Ulo fight where he went to decision and he won. But when you look at his physique during the Ulo fight, and now, the guy was definitely on sauce before. Like, he was definitely fucking using a lot of shit before, and clearly you could see he's come off of that, whatever he was using, right? You could just see in his physique. So he came off whatever he's using, and to me in that fight, his cardio wasn't bad in the Ulo fight, but when I watched the last fight against Sahech, he was dead. Like, this guy had no cardio. So this is heavyweights, guys. It's a volatile fight. His opponent has not fought anybody. He's 6-0. He's fought the janitor, the dishwasher, and the fucking guy that cleans the windows in the stadium. So he's beat nobody. Absolutely nobody. So I bet him here because, one, they're heavyweights, and he was a plus 350 dog. That's one, right? I don't know. What is he? What is he now? Let me check. He's still plus 300. He's still plus 300. Yeah, he's still plus 300. I still think he's a bet right now. And let me explain why. Here's why. Mario Piazza, I watched a lot of his clips, almost every single fight. And you see knockout, well, punch, punch, punch. And when you're looking at that, you think he's knocking people out on the feet. No. Every single one of them, he grounds his opponent. He takes him down, and he ground and pounds him, and he pounds him out, right? Here's why I bet on Mario Piazza. One, it's heavyweight. So let's put that out there. Heavyweight, it's volatile, right? Anybody can get knocked out. They're heavyweights. 2, the unknown on Mario Piazza. We don't know how good or how bad this guy could possibly be. He's fought cans and he's disposed of them, right? So we don't know how good or bad he is. Number 3 is this guy's training with Jolton Almeida. He's got all these guys in his back and a bunch of these fights that are out there supporting him, training with him, okay? He's with Jolton Almeida, who's a really, really good prospect in the UFC, right? Number 4, and most importantly, when I look at this guy, he's got cauliflower ears. His ears are fucking all filled with fluid and everything, you name it, right? So what does that tell me? This guy is grappling like a motherfucker. He's been grappling probably for years and years and years, right? He's a grappler. I can tell you that right now. But by looking at his ears, he's a grappler. That's what I want to see here in this fight. I want him to take this Russian guy down, okay? Because that's where he's not good. Or German guy, I guess he is. But he's probably technically from Russia. But I want him to take this fucker down and smash him on the ground. That's what I want to see here. So I'm going to take the underdog here on the unknown, and banking on this guy's a wrestler from what I've seen. His tape shows he takes all of his opponents down. His ears show that he's clearly a grappler. And 3, he's in a camp with grapplers. He's with Jolton Almeida. So he's being taught grappling, right? Now, how good his jiu-jitsu is, I don't know. I really don't know. But I will tell you, this other guy, Solutkin, is fucking bad when he's on his back on the ground. He looked horrible against Sekic. So I'm going to take this huge shot on Piazza at plus 350 and Piazza by submission at plus 1600 because you never know, man. He could be really good on the ground. And this Solutkin, I'm telling you, listen, we saw it last week with Allen. Nobody knew how bad or how good Allen was. We knew he was a wrestler, and that was it. Guess what? He turned out to be a fucking great striker. He outstruck and killed that guy last week. So we're betting on the unknown here, but it's a big, big price tag, man. It's plus 300, it's plus 350. I like the dog here in Piazza, man. I mean, Solutkin hits very, very hard. He can finish you very early. But if he doesn't, what happens then? What fucking happens when he doesn't finish you early? Like all these other fights, right? And he's fought. Don't look at some of these guys' records. They're bad fighters. I mean, a lot of these guys that he's fought are pretty fucking bad. Regional, like Brazilian guys that some of them are not even freaking heavyweights and they're fighting him. So, yeah, guys, give me the dog here, man. And give me a fucking submission prop at plus 1600 here. I like it. Shamil from last week and Solutkin. Yeah, man. Who knows? We'll see. We will see who's the bigger fraud this week. Piazza basically has to survive. Yeah, 100%. He has to survive a storm and get or just land the takedown right away if he can. I don't know if he can or can't. I think the under is the safest option. Yeah, I mean, under's 1.5. I think it's pretty safe. Yeah, I think if Piazza gets on top, I think he knows what to do. And I think on the feet, he might probably get knocked out, if it stands too long. So, yeah, I agree. Under, if you want to put in a parlay, it's very juiced, though. What is the under? 220. That's not bad. It came down, I think. Under is 220. I think that's probably because they think this guy might be able to ground the fight and maybe it lasts a little more. But, yeah. Let's move on. Main event of the night. It is in the welterweight division. It is the 6-0 Danny Barlow versus the 7-1 Raheem Forrest. And let's say both these guys are from Memphis. Both these guys have been on the card multiple times together, so they know each other. And Danny Barlow's interview says it straight up. They know each other. I don't know if they've trained together, but they know each other. In the amateurs, Danny Barlow was the main event. In the pros, Raheem Forrest was the main event. So take that for what it's worth. But they know each other. Barlow's a big welterweight. He was the last guy on the scales. Looked a little sucked out, but big guy for a welterweight, man. 6'2", 80-inch reach. I mean, insane reach. left hand to God, man. This guy's left hand is pretty vicious, man. Straight left hand. Lots of power in it, but I don't really like that he throws just piston left hands. I mean, I understand they're a good punch. I understand he has a lot of power in them. I would like to see him mix it up some more. You know, he doesn't really mix it up with other combos, you know, from Danny Barlow. He's a good striker. He's kind of precise, actually. He doesn't waste energy. I like all those things from this guy. According to his Instagram, he's an All-American wrestler. I frankly cannot see anywhere. I tried to look and look and look for this guy. There's nowhere that says this guy's an All-American wrestler. I haven't seen any clips of this guy wrestling. I don't see it on his Instagram. I have no idea why he is a NCAA All-American wrestler. If anybody in chat has found this guy as an All-American wrestler, please tell me. I would really, really appreciate it if you found Danny Barlow anywhere to be a All-American wrestler, because I want to see it. And if it's true, it makes a big difference in this matchup. Because I think Forrest's advantage here is the takedown, right? He's explosive, powerful, and he's got good takedowns, you know, and he's fought the way better of level opposition. You know, Charlie Radke, Colin Luberts, who I actually like, Donovan Beard, not so good, but, you know, he's still an okay fighter. That was the fight that's kind of iffy, where, you know, Donovan Beard, reverse position, sometimes was on top. It's kind of bad for him, but I did like the look against Colin Luberts, who I consider a pretty good fighter, honestly. He's not a bad fighter. You know, it was a good back and forth fight, 5 rounds. It was supposed to be 4, but they had an extra round, so they went 5 rounds. And he pulled out a fight. It was such a back and forth fight, too. It was a crazy, crazy fight. A lot of people stopped that fight, by the way. He had Luberts out. Somehow the refs didn't stop it, and it went on, and Luberts came back. So props to him. But killed Tristan Vines last time out. I mean, absolutely wiped him out with a knockout. I don't know where to go with this fight. I mean, I think this line's about right. It's about even money. You can get plus 115 on Barlow. I'm not touching this fight right now unless someone can find where Barlow's an All-American wrestler. Maybe Chick. She found where Barlow is an All-American wrestler, but I couldn't find it. I could not find this guy to be an All-American wrestler anywhere. And if he is, I mean, he's got to be the play, honestly. He's the more precise striker. He's got a lot of power in his left hand. You know, Forrest is a good, I don't want to say good striker. He's powerful. He's explosive, but he's wingy. He wings a lot of his shots. So a guy that throws straight left hands like Barlow can really, really fucking get to him here, because when you're winging your punches and a guy is throwing straight, that's when you get caught and hurt. And Barlow can definitely fucking hurt you. He hits very, very hard. I watched a fight against the guy he went to decision with, Dupuma. I mean, he absolutely put a beating on that guy. That guy has a chin, by the way. He has a very good chin. He put a beating on that guy. I don't know how he took all that punishment, but let's go over to chat and see what they're saying here. Forrest has been finished several times as an amateur. Very concerning. Yeah, it is a bit concerning that he has been finished. I mean, he got finished in pros, right? Radke finished him, and he's been finished quite a bit in a couple of times by the same guy, I think, too. But yeah, that is a concern against a hard hitter like Barlow, too. Barlow's developed a good body kick and high kick like John. Yeah, he really doesn't have many kicks. Doesn't have anything outside of his straight left, man. His straight left is fucking nasty. It is a nasty punch. That's the one thing, though. When you're southpaw and you have a very, very good straight left hand, it's a big weapon, man. It really is. Forrest doesn't do a good job of control after takedown. He shot on Radke and got reversed. Yeah, but Radke is a much, much better grappler than Barlow is. So you can't really judge that. I mean, Radke's a better grappler, much, much better, especially jiu-jitsu guy, too. So haven't even looked at this fight. Yeah, this fight is probably Huge side difference. Yeah. I mean, he's much bigger. Barlow, much, much bigger here as far as height, right? He's probably killing himself to make 170. Barlow's footwork should be able to keep Forrest away from getting in deep on a shot. Very true. Possible. It's possible. Hope I'm already rich before the main event. Yes, yes, yes. You want a DGen parlay? All right, I'll give you one. What is up, Balboa? That's a great rumor to start as a head coach. My father's an All-American. I mean, if you look at his IG at the very top, it says, let me actually read it out to you guys, because when I saw it, I'm like, oh, fuck, this guy's an All-American. This is an easy bet for me. You know, I mean, this is an easy bet. I think he's the better, cleaner striker. I mean, a very, very easy bet for me. And then I look, and it's like, this guy's not an All-American. Where? Can't find him. But look, it says right there, All-American wrestler. Right there. All-American wrestler in his thing. Jiu-jitsu practitioner. Yeah, my ass. He's not very good in a jiu-jitsu. I'll be honest with you. He did that jiu-jitsu match against Eccles, and he lost. And yeah, I mean, I don't think it's true. He is a striker. Let's be honest. This guy is just a straight-up striker. And if the line gets to like Barlow 150, 140, probably going to play Barlow. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe just play. What I do like actually in this fight is Raheem Forrest by decision. I think Raheem Forrest by decision is plus 375 I got. I think it's a very good play. If he wins, I don't think he's finishing. Barlow looks tough. He's not easy to finish. He's long. Even if he gets him grounded, I don't think he's finishing Barlow, honestly. I don't. I think he's a tough guy. Not the type that's going to give up, and I think probably grinds a decision here if he wins. I don't think he's stopping Barlow. And if you look, you know, he went to decision against Beard. He went to decision against Luberts, even though he almost had Luberts out. Yeah, I don't think he's going to stop Barlow, honestly. I think if anybody's finishing here, in my opinion, it's probably Danny Barlow. I think he hits very hard. That left hand is going to be there. Our All-American bullshitter. Yes, I think he's an All-American bullshitter. I agree. Best bet, Forrest. Wow. I don't know. You might be right, but not for me. Not for me. This is probably a fight I'm just going to stay away from. Play the prop that I have, and that's it, man. I'm not going to play anything else. I think the more proven guy is Forrest, but he's also the guy that has shown that his chin is not very good against a very, very, very powerful hitter, in my opinion, and a bigger guy. So, yeah, that's it. All five of them. If you want a DGen parlay, let's go a DGen parlay. Let's see what we're going to do here. Well, a DGen parlay is going to be the two dogs that I took, Piazza and Madrigal. That's already a parlay, a big boost. I like the over 1.5 in Silva Pacheco, actually. I like a good bit. Got it minus 185. Let's see what it's saying at right now. I think that fight's gonna probably go. Yeah, it's minus 200. I still like it. I don't know why they set it at 1.5. I think that fight goes. So take those two dogs with the over in that fight and plus 300, plus 255 or whatever. Under is minus 220. And I like the Carly girl, so play her too. Play Carly. And that's it. Those four. Hit those four and see what it gives you. Let's see. I'm going to add them right now. So the over 1.5, the Carly. Oh, you can't even do it on Bet Online. Never mind. So just do Carly and the two dogs. What does it give you? You can't even, they won't even let you parlay it on Bet Online. So whatever. That's my DGen parlay mushroom. Prince of Mischief, what is up, my man? Yeah, that's it. If you guys want to hear who I think is going to win, let me go over who I think is actually just going to win the fight, right? I'm going to go with Victor Madrigal. I think he's going to pull off the upset here against Oliveira, honestly. I like Carly Judas. I like Danny Silva. I think Solutkin probably wins, but I did take a shot on Piazza at the number. And I like I lean Danny Barlow on the main event. So that's all 5. Hopefully you catch some tickets. I've been on fire lately. Great fucking year, man. I mean, I put it up. Thank you for all the support I get from you guys. I try to give as much as I can back. I don't charge a penny for anything. All my stuff is out there for free. I'm up 107 units this year, 10% ROI. I finished last year 99.7 units. Everything tracked. I've won a lot more untracked, honestly. I mean, I'm up a huge amount untracked. So thank you to everybody. Appreciate you guys for being here. See you guys tomorrow in live spaces for Dana White's Contender Series. And let's cash those tickets for Dana White's Contender Series Week 8. Take care, everybody.